Hello guys, I'm Tom, and today we're taking a look at the new trailer for Predator, Badlands. After a long wait and countless theories circulating across forums and social media, the moment that all sci-fi and action fans have been eagerly anticipating has finally arrived. The official trailer for Predator, Badlands, has been released to the public. This reveal isn't just the announcement of a new movie, it marks the beginning of what promises to be a bold, dark, and deeply transformative chapter in the legendary Predator universe. And its arrival couldn't be more timely, as this year has become a feast of content for fans of the franchise. Just a few weeks ago, we witnessed the release of Predator, Killer of Killers, an animated production that not only brilliantly expanded the narrative universe, but also served as a sleek aesthetic and conceptual bridge connecting the various elements that make up this shared cosmos. Together, both projects have raised fan expectations to unprecedented heights, and rightly so. What this new trailer delivers is not just a sequence of action-packed scenes. It's a declaration of intent, an invitation to dive into a more complex story, rich with symbolism, emotional nuance, and a visual design that makes it clear this installment is aiming to redefine everything we thought we knew about the Predator universe. At the center of it all is Dek, a young Yautja warrior whose less imposing physical build sets him apart, but who possesses an unbreakable will. His fight is not only against the creatures that inhabit the planet Kaisk, but also against the scorn of his own clan, which has exiled him. He seeks to prove that true strength lies not in brute force, but in resilience, courage, and strategic thinking. But Dek won't face this journey alone. In parallel, we meet Thia, a cutting-edge android created by the infamous Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Human in appearance and equipped with advanced artificial intelligence, Thia seems to awaken from a deep slumber inside a corporate containment pod. Her eyes, completely white, bear the mark of Weyland-Yutani, a clear sign that her story is tied to the dangerous biotech experiments that have long defined this universe. A device reactivates her consciousness and systems. It's a field unit from the Bioweapons Division, linked to the Mother Artificial Intelligence Core, the same one we met in the Alien saga. From that very moment, it's clear that Thia won't just be a side character, but a central narrative pillar. The trailer quickly transports us to the heart of the conflict, Kaisk, also known as the Planet of Death, a ruthless world, hostile to its very core, where every form of life seems engineered to hunt, devour, or eliminate. Here, eternal storms ravage the surface. Vegetation is aggressive and movement-sensitive, and the planet's creatures obey a single principle: survival of the fittest. This brutal landscape will be the ultimate proving ground for both Dek and Thia, and the stage for one of the trailer's most jaw-dropping moments: the arrival of the apex predator, or alpha predator. This towering figure, whose silhouette evokes the legendary beasts of the expanded universe, dominates the screen with sheer presence. Its design is grotesquely beautiful. Hypertrophied musculature, blazing eyes, and armor crafted from the remains of fallen hunters. Everything about it screams ancient danger. Theories have already begun to swirl. Some claim it's a Groteth, a four-legged beast known for wiping out entire Yautja clans in Aliens vs. Predator, Extinction. Others speculate it could be a Quatsaric, a Titan native to Yautja Prime, reserved for the most extreme trials when xenomorphs are not available. In either case, the creature is not just an antagonist, it's the embodiment of the ultimate challenge. The interaction between Thia and Dek quickly develops. In a scene that blends action with biting humor, Thia interrupts Dek just as he's preparing to enter combat. "This is your first hunt, and you picked the deadliest planet in the universe," she quips sarcastically. What follows is a showcase of Kaisk's constant peril: poisonous spores, carnivorous plants, and flying creatures that leave no room for error. Dek is ambushed by a tentacled plant, and in a burst of fury and resolve, he draws his ceremonial sword and reduces the threat to ashes. But the highlight comes when Thia, with surgically precise movements, hurls herself at a winged beast about to kill Dek. She takes it down without flinching. In that wordless instant, a bond is forged, one that will shape both of their destinies. In another visually stunning moment, a desert crossed by a glowing waterfall becomes the backdrop for a key conversation. Thia explains that the enemy they face can't be defeated with conventional weapons. That's when another figure appears, wielding Weyland-Yutani technology, and together they confirm what we've suspected. The apex predator is the ultimate trial, a creature whose hunt is considered a sacred rite, but also suicide without proper preparation. The trailer doesn't let up. We witness emotionally charged scenes. Thia, mutilated and missing her legs, proposes an alliance to Dek. He silently lifts her up, stares at her, and drops her again. True to her ironic style, she shoots back, "Well, good luck with your quest," before the action kicks off once more. Later, an aerial sequence reveals the iconic Blade fighter, the Yautja ship seen in Killer of Killers, soaring over what looks like the dry bed of an alien ocean. Around it, the fossilized skeletons of massive sea creatures lie buried in the sand, silent witnesses to an even more savage past. And in the final scenes of the trailer, we see something unexpected but deeply symbolic. Dek carries Thia on his back, making her part of his gear. Despite her condition, she charges forward with a dagger in hand, confronting an armed Weyland-Yutani soldier. This moment not only highlights the strength of their bond, but also hints at a darker subplot. The corporation isn't just observing, it's actively involved on Kaisk, and its true intentions are far from noble. Tension rises to an almost electric level as the camera focuses on Dek amidst the chaos. Without the slightest hesitation, he activates his Yautja gauntlet, and with a precise mechanical click, releases a set of retractable blades. But these aren't just traditional melee weapons. Each one has been modified to function as a lethal projectile, capable of being launched with surgical precision, blending ritual with tactics. They are the perfect fusion of primal hunter brutality and the ancestral technological advances of his species. This scene not only showcases the young warrior's power, but also marks a turning point. Dek is no longer just surviving, he's fighting back. Thia watches him intently. Her gaze, usually analytical and detached, now carries something different, a mix of genuine awe and a veiled warning. In a grave, almost prophetic tone, she delivers a line that cuts through the air like a sentence. On a world like this, you are not the hunter. You are the prey. Her words aren't rhetoric or empty drama. They're the result of cold analysis, packed with data and experiences she has yet to share. And everything around her seems to support that claim. Before them lies a devastating image. The scorched remains of a Yautja ship turned into a kind of space mausoleum. The walls are blackened by fire, the steel melted, ceremonial helmets scattered across the floor. Everything points not to an honorable battle, but a massacre, an annihilation. This ancient hunter vessel, which once carried elite warriors, is now a floating graveyard. Dek walks through the wreckage, and what he finds are not trophies of victory, but signs of utter defeat. The silence grows heavier when the camera lingers on a massive skull embedded in a wall like a fallen relic. It's the skull of a harvester, those colossal beasts popularized by their appearance in Independence Day. Without its biotechnological exoskeleton, the creature appears bare, almost vulnerable, and yet still terrifying. This moment isn't just a visual reference, it's a clue, an echo of another war, another interplanetary threat that, somehow, has crossed paths with the Yautja. And just as the viewer begins to process the gravity of what happened in that place, an explosion shatters everything. The sound is deafening. A shockwave rips through the foundations of the ruined ship, hurling Dek through the air with overwhelming force. His body crashes through metal debris, collapsed walls, and hits the ground like dead weight. The trailer's rhythm turns frantic. Fragmented images flash across the screen like broken memories. Dek training with another Yautja, bulkier, more experienced, possibly his older brother. Their movements are intense, disciplined, but the tone shifts to darkness as an imposing figure appears. An elder predator with long white dreadlocks, exuding both authority and menace. Dek's expression changes. He's no longer just a trainee, but someone scarred by tragedy. The elder attacks without mercy. This isn't training, it's an execution. Everything suggests that this being was the one who killed Dek's brother. Is he the clan leader? Or something even darker? A bad blood, an exiled hunter who broke the code of honor. If that's the case, he's not just a personal enemy to Dek, but a shadow that threatens to destroy the very soul of Yautja tradition. The narrative takes a new turn as human soldiers appear, armed to the teeth, with the Weyland-Yutani logo stamped on their uniforms. They hunt Dek like an escaped experiment, not a warrior. They corner him, but he doesn't yield. With superhuman strength, he grabs one of the soldiers and hurls him into a group of metal containers. But something inside those compartments responds. Something roars. It's not human. It's not friendly. Whatever is locked in there was transported for a reason. In a moment of tense stillness, Dek halts and looks directly at Thia. For the first time, he speaks back, in his native tongue, with a resolve that echoes louder than any explosion. I am no one's prey. That line is his declaration of war, his complete break with fear, his way of screaming at the universe that he's ready. What follows is an eruption of action. Dek wields his ceremonial sword, slicing off a limb from a creature, likely the very beast he's destined to hunt, and without missing a beat, picks up a human-manufactured rifle. He handles it one-handed, as if it's always been part of his arsenal. This moment is not incidental. It's a nod to comic book fans, where we've seen predators adapt and master human technology with astonishing ease. It's a symbol. Dek doesn't follow the rules. He rewrites them. In a dizzying montage, Thia and Dek appear side by side, facing something still unseen. But their stances say it all. They're ready. The next scene shows her undergoing repairs. Though her body is incomplete, her mind remains sharp. She's still part of the fight, and perhaps the key to both of their survival. Suddenly, the Elder returns. The scene becomes a fever dream duel. Dek is dragged by a Yautja ship, his body colliding with every structure in its path, but he manages to break free. He falls from a great height and survives. His heavy breathing is the only sound we hear. And then, the trailer plays its strongest card. Dek, armed to the teeth, eyes locked forward, charges at a creature whose silhouette is unmistakable. A Groteth. Massive, terrifying, legendary. This being, known for wiping out entire Yautja clans, represents the impossible, the unstoppable. And still, Dek advances, but it doesn't end there. In the trailer's final scene, Thia whispers something that sends chills down our spine. We are not alone. The fog parts, and then it emerges. A colossal mechanical figure, walking slowly. Its design echoes the power loaders from Aliens, but this machine wasn't built to lift cargo, it was built to crush enemies. It activates with a deep, ominous hum. It moves forward. The message is clear. What's coming isn't a simple hunt. It's war. A war where the rules have changed, and no one is safe. And so, the trailer ends. But what this trailer leaves us with isn't just a series of shocking visuals. It's a puzzle, a narrative map filled with clues, hints, and secrets still to be uncovered. Weyland-Yutani's presence is no mere decoration. It's central. This corporation, infamous for its unchecked ambitions, seems to have set its sights on Kaisk for something far greater, something that goes beyond scientific study or biotech weapons. What if Thia didn't fall there by accident? What if she was sent as part of an experiment? What if she holds in her memory records of what Weyland-Yutani found or created? Maybe the Groteth isn't just a wild creature. Maybe it's a chimera, a genetic hybrid combining Yautja DNA with other species. An abomination. And in the middle of all this, Dek, the outcast young hunter, the exile, the one no one believed in. He now has the chance to become more than a warrior, a symbol, the spark that ignites a rebellion against the system. And if we pay attention to certain details, voice fragments, interface logs, coded messages, there's something else lurking. Veiled mentions of xenomorphs. We don't see them, but their shadow is there. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of something bigger. Everything suggests that Predator, Badlands, could be the definitive link between two of cinema's most iconic franchises, Alien and Predator. And what's coming promises to be unforgettable.